Okay, next slide.
Okay, so Footsteps to Brilliance is one of the not most used, but one of my favorite tools for our English learners and for our students in kinder through second grade. They all have it available. It has stories, it has letters and sounds, it has high frequency words. It has, can I share my screen so I can go in there, Ms. Bobo?
Yes, I'm going to stop sharing and you can share your screen.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, can everybody see my Footsteps to Brilliance page? Okay. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so this is what it starts out looking. This is where your child will click from Clever. And from there, they have the option of going into, let me go back. Okay, this is what your child's screen will look like. It will say, welcome. They can choose to do Footsteps to Brilliance. They can go into the pre-reader account application or the I Can Read application. All of them are great resources. This one is one of the main ones that I like to use and I like to have the kids use. You've probably seen it, your child accessing it. From this program, it starts everyone at level 1. You can practice letter sounds, nursery rhymes, songbooks, and stories that you can read and then check for comprehension. One of my favorite pieces is that you can change it from English to Spanish and everything appears in Spanish. And this is really great. We have a lot of newcomers to our school this year, and it's good for them to read the story, listen to the story in Spanish, and then they like to go on to English. So this is an example of what one of our stories looks like. Each story has a lot of activities. So you can start with the story. You're going to read the book. After you're done reading the book, you can answer some questions and check for comprehension. There's games that are affiliated with the book, and then they can create their own book. So let's go into the book, just like the first page. Okay, so I start at the first page. I can listen to the story.
Come in and take a seat. This band just can't be beat.
The stories are interactive. You can click on the characters. Once the students are ready, they can read the story and record themselves and then listen to themselves. I can record myself, read the page, and then listen to what my voice sounds like. And the kids think that's one of the funnest things ever. I can go back into the book and check for comprehension. And it gives you have to unlock in order to continue, in order to proceed throughout the story. So
the dragon?
yeah, I don't know why my speakers sound like that. So you can go in through the stories, you can go back to the library. Let's say you want to, you can go into letters and sounds, and then it has all the different letters and different activities that the kids can do. This is really great for K1, 2. It's great practice. Some of the things they can do, they can move on to level 2. Let's say they want to, there's some STEM activities in here, holidays around the world, social studies activities. So it's not just reading, it's reading and comprehension, letter sounds, but it also incorporates STEM activities, which the students really like. Okay, if you would like to, for the beginning readers, you can go to pre-readers. Sorry, my phone is ringing. It loads that as well. Clever Kids University. It has week 1, what you can do. You can practice singing. The kids can listen to songs. There's even a few math activities. The kids really enjoy these because they're games and they're learning.
The balloon showing a set of 1.
So which one is showing 1?
1 flower.
Okay, then you can go on to the next one. All right.
We'd also like to state that some of our older kids, due to COVID, have not been able, so we would have to get special permission for them to utilize Footsteps to Brilliance. So we can do that for our beginning readers.
Yeah, and I want to add to that, we have done that for a lot of our kids that are, especially our first graders who did kindergarten online. This Footsteps to Brilliance is a great way to practice all of the learning loss that they had during the last school year. Is there any question, or we're gonna have questions at the end, right?
Right.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. I am next. So I will be sharing Class Dojo, as well as I will also be sharing about our Hawthorne website and again, our Cornbloom website. So give me a second. All right, so we have Class Dojo for our whole entire school. And this is how we communicate with you as the parents. We like to communicate with Class Dojo because it's a text messaging system. So this is the Dean and Counselors page. I'm showing you on Class Dojo. We have our Cornbloom school page. This is where I placed yesterday that we would be having our first annual Hawthorne Parent Academy. The Hawthorne Parent Academy has been in existence for a little over 8 years now. And we're doing something different here at Cornbloom. We're inviting the entire school and trying to make it for K through 5. Normally we had it just for our kinder parents to introduce them to our school and acclimate them to the different things here. But we decided to include K through 5, and we'll be doing that all year. The workshops will be once a month here, and we'll be online the entire time unless COVID gives us a break of some sort. So we will always consistently send out the Zoom link online, and you'll be able to connect through that Zoom link. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on a computer, one of the student computers, but this is the way that we're able to connect with you the best. Ms. Stewart will often send out a message to the entire school. Upon doing so, then she sends any of the most recent information. Ms. Anderson is asking for a school site council of representatives. Picture day, Ms. Stewart has already posted our first picture day where you'll need to wear your uniform. And then again, like I said, Mr. Gary and I have our Dean and Counselor page. And on our Dean and Counselor page, we're communicating with you, and you may communicate with us. When you are communicating with us, we are the only ones that are able to see those students, your messages. So it's not being sent to everyone. It's being sent to myself or to Mr. Gary, and one of us will respond. This is the whole school in here, so that's how we're able to do it. We're also on some of the teacher pages, so we connect with some of the teacher pages as they invite us, and that's how we're able to see any concerns that you may have there as well, okay? So on our Cornbloom main page, this is where you'll get most of your messages from Mrs. Stewart. And then if you have any specific messages, you'll be sending them to your teacher, to the teacher, or to myself or Mr. Gary for the dean. And I believe all of our support staff have a Class Dojo page as well. So they can invite you to their Class Dojo page as well. Teachers communicate because it's a text message, is a little bit easier. Sometimes we're at work, we're busy, like you wouldn't imagine what's going on in here right now. But basically, if you get a message, then it's easier to see how to help with the situation. Next, I'd like to talk to you about the Cornbloom website page. Give me a second. All right, so the Cornbloom website page is what Mrs. Anderson shared with us earlier. This is the front page and the website. Here's all of our information. We have our coffee with the principal tomorrow. We ask that you come and join us there. If you have any questions about the school year, anything that's on your mind, Miss Stuart will be there to be able to answer those questions. We have an upcoming popcorn fundraiser. We need as many funds as possible to purchase items. And then here are more of the links that the support staff will be discussing in this meeting today. I did forget to introduce myself. My name is Ms. Bobo. I am the school counselor. And so I help with mostly going about any problems that are occurring on the campus, either at home. I have tons of resources. And so when you're sending me emails or text messages, that's how I'll be assisting you. And I go into the classrooms and help the children, make sure the children are feeling comfortable and making sure that they feel safe, especially with the pandemic still going on. So those are the two websites that I want to highlight for you guys today, and making sure that you do connect with your teacher on Class Dojo. I have had a couple of parents ask me, does it cost? The answer is no. So maybe you've selected the wrong app if it's asking you to pay. It could be asking you to pay because of the plan that you have on your phone, so check into that, but it is a free app. We would only use free apps, all right? Okay. So that's all from me today. And I'm gonna move on to Miss Pua or Mr. Moreno. Who's going next?
I'll go next, Ms. Bobo.
Okay, great. You're gonna share your screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. I am Mr. Moreno. I will be sharing 2 resources with you that pertain to math. I wanted to show you something really quick. I'm gonna see if it'll work because I was testing it a while ago, and for some reason my computer wouldn't let me get into Clever using my browser. But to get to the apps at our school, what the students do is they go in clever.com, and there's an area there that lets them show their badge so that they can log in. So let me log my account out because it automatically went in there. Let me just sign this out. Okay, so this
Mr.
is what.
Moreno,
Okay,
can you show the C? Can you talk about the C at the top?
yeah, this is what it looks like. A lot of students already have this on their Chromebooks, but what you want to look for is you want to look for the letter C. If you look at my browser at the very top right-hand corner, there's a C there, and then I also have it pinned at the bottom. So what you do is just click on it, and then this is the screen that will pop up. Now, when you click on Clever Badge Login, this is what I was talking about a minute ago. For some reason, it's not letting me do it. But what you do is the students have a badge that they can show to the camera. And then once this recognizes that badge, they know who the student is, and then it logs you in. So that way they have access to all of the apps that are in there, whether it's math or language arts. So I was gonna use this account, but it's not letting me in. I'm gonna just use my account. Just let you know, it will look a little bit different than the student account.
The only reason why you can't get in, Mr. Moreno, is because you're using your camera right now. So just
Yeah.
So since you're using the camera for Zoom, you can't use the camera for the badge.
Yeah, it's not, so it's not working. So let me go ahead and log in with my account. So once the students log in, they'll get a screen that looks similar to mine. And if you scroll down, you will see that all of the icons for all of the applications are there. Notice that the first one says favorites. For me, I have all the ones that I use the most at the top. And how do I do that? By just scrolling over the app and then clicking on the heart. Once the heart turns red, then it'll put it in your favorites. Okay, so the first one that I'm gonna share has to do with math, and it's part of our math program. You probably recognize it or have heard it as Pearson Realize. They recently changed the name to Savas Realize. So you're gonna look for the R, and then at the bottom, it'll say Savas Realize. So just click on it. Once you're in, again, the students will look a little bit different. Once you're into the Savas program, they're gonna get a screen that has a couple of tabs at the top. The first tab is gonna say home. For me, there's nothing here because mine is a teacher account, but for the students, they're gonna see a list of assignments that they have due. So if their teacher has been assigning math lessons or like the quick checks or the any assessments, this is where you would see it on the home page. And it'll give you like the due date, when it was assigned and when it's due. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to browse. You will also see this tab in the student account. This one will show you what programs they have access to. For me, you're gonna see that I have multiple programs. That, again, that's because of the teacher account. For your child, you're gonna see the program for their grade level. I'm gonna go ahead and just choose one. I'm gonna go with second grade. I'm gonna click on that. And then you're gonna get a screen that looks like this. You're gonna have a table of contents. And if you scroll down, you're gonna see that there's different things on here that the students can click on. Notice how we're going from topic 6, topic 7, topic 8. So everything they're gonna need for the entire year is here. So I'm gonna go back to the top and I'm gonna click on topic 2 because that's the current topic that the second graders are in. When you click on topic 2, you're gonna have some resources for that specific topic. They're broken up by lessons. So let's say that the students are on lesson 2.1. So what you do is you would click on 2-1 and it's gonna take you to another screen that's gonna give you more stuff or more resources. One of the things you wanna look for is the visual learning bridge. How do you know it's the visual learning bridge? Look for that eye. So the visual learning bridge is a piece of the math lesson that the teachers use. What's good about it is that this is the visual piece. So if students ever need to go back and review the lesson for the day or they're having trouble, you can always get onto Clever, get onto Salas and look for the visual learning bridge for that lesson. So I'll play a little bit of it so you can see what it looks like.
We don't have the sound, Mr. Moreno, because you had to, yeah, but it's because you had to click, when you go to share screen, you have to say sound at the bottom. Click on the box that says sound.
Okay,
But-
give me a second.
Okay,
Yeah, because my screen
Yeah.
changed from the view that I had.
yeah, it's fine. It just, when you go back to share your screen, make sure there's a box at the very bottom that says share sound too.
Okay, hold on, give me a second. Say it again, Ms. Bull, where do you go?
So you have to come out of your share screen.
Okay.
All right, now go back in.
Okay, oh, got it.
Yeah,
I
okay,
see
there
it.
you go. Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and reshare. Okay, I'll restart the visual learning bridge.
Let's add with 0, 1, and 2. The first fact says 3 plus 0. The second fact says 5 plus 1. The third fact says 7 plus 2. What numbers are being added?
Now, the visual learning bridge does pause so that the teacher can ask students questions in the classroom. You can just, all you have to do is just click on the play or click anywhere on the screen and it'll continue.
The numbers being added are 3 plus 0, 5 plus 1, and 7 plus 2.
I'm gonna stop it there. What I like about this is that, you know, students can always go back and look at it. If they had trouble, you know, in class and they need to kind of review what they learned that day, this is a good piece to go to. And it's also helpful for parents at home to understand what their child is learning in class. We do have the program in Spanish. So I will be working with the teachers to make sure that they have added it to their account so that, our Spanish speaking parents at home also have access to this and can see it in Spanish so that they can help their child. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this one. Why is this up here? Okay, so I'm gonna hit the back arrow to exit. There's a few more things here you can use at home. They have what we call the practice page. This is the page that's in the workbook. Most of the time, teachers send this home for homework. So if they ever forget the book at home, you can always come into Savas and find the page for that lesson. So this is the practice worksheet. You can print it, or you can just copy the problem into a math journal or something if you don't have access to a printer. So that's the practice page. And then the other page that's in the workbook, it's the reteaching page. So you just scroll down and you'll find reteaching. And it's the same thing. You can print the page, or you can just copy the problems into the math journal, so that way they get a chance to do their homework. Some of the assignments might come through Google Classroom. So if they go through Google Classroom, it'll take them directly to the actual assignment. When you look at the student account, you're going to see a lot less things than you see in mine. So don't be afraid to get in there and play with the program. You're not going to hurt anything. Nothing's going to happen. Just play with it so you can get familiar with it and see everything that's in there. One more thing that I want to show you is the tools. They have something called math tools. One of the ones I like the most from here is the one with the counters. This is very helpful for kids in kinder, first grade, because it allows them to use the counters and see the total or the value. So I'm going to drag counters here. And if you look at the bottom, it gives you the total. So if I add more counters, that number changes as I add the counters. So this is a good way to help them with counting. So that's one of the tools. And there's several others that are for all students, K through 5th. Okay, so that's the math tools. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you a video on ST Math. I'm gonna go ahead and switch it over to ST Math. And this video is just basically gonna explain what ST Math is.
Hey GG fans, this is Huey from Mind Research Institute. Let's talk about ST Math. The ST stands for Spatial Temporal Reasoning. And what is that? It's the ability to see the math, or think in pictures. Try this one out. Estimate the sum of these two numbers. How will most students solve this problem? They'll try and pull procedures they memorized to try and figure it out. However, when students see the math, they see this image in their minds, making the problem simpler to solve. And having a deep understanding of the math will allow them to solve more complex problems later in life in their careers and jobs. So in ST Math, students experience the math visually at first, which builds their conceptual understanding. Then we introduce the numbers, then the symbols, then more numbers and symbols until they're experiencing the math symbolically. The numbers and symbols just become a way for them to describe their conceptual understanding. How do other programs do this? Here's an example. I need 2.5 gallons of fruit punch. How many quart-sized containers will I need? What do you see on there? Lots of text, a timer that adds stress, multiple choice, and when I press A, what happens? Click here, try again. I don't get any feedback on why I got that wrong, or why I got that right. Now here's the same problem in ST Math. No instructions, no text, no timer, no multiple choice. We just try something and see what happens. And the animation will give us immediate feedback as to why we got this wrong. The gallons will pour out into the quarts, showing us that 4 quarts make a gallon, but we picked too many, and Gigi the penguin can't get by. So let's try it again with 10 quarts, and the animation will tell us if we got it right or we got it wrong. The gallons will pour out into the quarts, 4 quarts make a gallon, and we got it right. Learning math is like driving a car. You can read about it, you can take a test on it, but you won't know how to really drive until you put your hands on the wheel and push the gas. And in ST Math, students can truly experience the math by interacting with these visual models. And if you want to play some games yourself, click on the link at the end. I think you'll really like it.
All right, so how do the students get to ST Math? Again, let's go back to Clever, and we are going to look for the icon that has Gigi on it, okay? And it will look like this. Gigi the penguin, and it'll say ST Math. They click on it, and it will automatically take them to their account. Once they're, oh, see you next time, sign in again. Okay, once they sign in, they will go directly to the student, the student interface, which looks different than mine. And as you can see, mine is kind of acting up right now. I wanted to show you a map, or for us to play a map to see what it's like, but it's acting up. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop there and go ahead and turn it over to the next person. Let me go ahead and stop sharing.
Hi, everyone. I'm the next person. I'm Mrs. Lolesio Pua, and I am the literacy coach here that helps with reading and literacy with the teachers. What I'm sharing with you is I wanted to let you guys know that what I'm going to be going over is I'm going to touch a little bit on a benchmark, which we've seen before, and two programs that we started last year during the when we had our distance learning, and that's Raz Kids and Freckle. Okay, so in looking at benchmark, I'm going to share. I'm going to stop sharing so I can switch my screen. So with benchmark again, I wanted to say that again, you can find benchmark through Clever for the kids. And then when they click on to benchmark, the one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was right here where it talks about leveled readers, the ebooks. Some of you may have seen them before if your kids were here, but if you're a kindergarten a parent, how these works is you will, your students, all of our students have been tested and been given a reading level. And our reading levels are from A all the way through Z. So when you find out what your child's reading level is, independent reading level, you just click on it. And like, so for, and then all of these books are on their reading level. Okay, up here you see what's unit 1 because everybody is in unit 1. So all of these books are related to what your student is learning in class. As you can see, there are some books in English and in Spanish. So if you wanted to read, if you're a Spanish speaker and you don't read English and you wanted to read some books in Spanish to your child, I highly encourage that. And if you want them to read as well, they're available for you. And as you can see, like Families Have Rules is in English. We also have it in Spanish. So we really want to bring that bridge for the kids for their learning. I want to just, for you guys just to see that. So that way you can see what the books are. If you wanted to open up a book, you just click on this wheel and click open. And then the book is here. And again, you would just go in and there's several features for you to explore with the books. Okay, and so that's something that we have for K through 5. It's a really good resource to have some reading at home. Okay, I'm going to, I apologize for all of the switching, but I just want to make sure that we're able to see. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is Raz Kids. I'm going to go over and show you how to get into Raz Kids and what it is. And then I'm going to show you how it's seen through the students. So again, the first step to get into Raz Kids is to go into Clever. If you're a K1, probably 2, you're using a badge. If they're 3, 4, and 5, they're probably logging in with their email address and their HSD password because they've transitioned into that. Once they get in there, you're going to look for Raz Kids, which looks like this. They're going to click on the Raz Kids, and then it's going to take them to a screen that has their teacher's name, and then their student's name is here. Okay, you're going to click on your student, and then they're going to put in their student password. Their student password is their HSD password. If you tell that to the students, they'll be aware of it. It's HSD, and then it's a number for them. Then you click on go. And then once you click on go, it's going to give you this screen. It's going to take you here where we have a reading room and level up. And then one thing I really want to, sorry about that. One thing I really wanted to show you is up here is where it says parents, where you can also as a parent log in and find out the books that your child is reading, how they're doing on the comprehension, and to see how many minutes and things that they're working with, okay? Once you click on this reading room, it's a little bit bigger so you can see that parents login that we'll look at. Up here, you can see that there's stars because one thing about Raz Kids is if they listen to a story, read a story, or answer any of the questions, they earn stars. And when they earn these stars, then they can use those to create some things for their avatar with rockets or a home. They can add different things for that. So kids really are motivated to read. Once they go in, let me go back, sorry. Once they go into the reading room right here, when you click on reading room, this will pop up, and this is where you get all of the books. Our books are by, they're by level, okay? You can go, the kids can read by their level. There's different topics, there's fiction, there's books in Spanish, and there's poems and songs. One thing about the reading level books, you'll see that when we look at that it's not just at their reading level. What I mean is if a student is a level D, that's their independent reading level, which means a book that they can read on their own, they will have a range of books from B to D and E and F. So their range will be from B to F because we want to give them a wide variety of books to some of the lower level books to help them with their fluency, and some of the higher level books just to push them a little bit more to get them more moving on to the next level. So we wanted to make sure that they had that range to help them with their books. Once you click on the books, you can see, first of all, that there's 3 things that they can do. Again, they can listen to the book, which is the headphones. They can read the book, which is the book. And then the question mark is to answer comprehension questions, which gives them the most points. As you can see, this icon is not, it's not lit up for them to click on it because they have to do one or the other. They either have to listen to the book or read the book in order to take the quiz. So kids just can't go on here and take quizzes to get points, but they really actually have to do the reading. When you go in and look on the book, again, this tells the student up here, if you listen, you get 10 points, 10 stars. If you read the book, you get 50. And if you take the quiz, you can get a total of 150. So that's why there's a lot of motivation for the kids to get through these and to read. The books are really nice and they really have a lot of great colors. After they've done reading, they get a celebration with their stars and they get a check that said that they've done that. And then usually, like I said, after they read the book, then they can take a quiz. Okay. The cool thing about the quiz is that if they do not know if they're going through taking a quiz and they're not sure about what the answer is, they can go back up here where it says review and they can go looking back in the book. We like this because this is the same practice that we ask the kids to do in class. If you ask a question, if you don't know the answer, go back to the text and refer to the text or the book for your answer. Okay. So before we move on to Freckle, I'm going to share and see what it looks like with Raz Kids. Okay, so again, we're in our Clever portal. Mine says Raz Plus because again, this is a teacher account, but it'll be that Raz Kids that's in blue. When you click on this, the kids will be able to go to their teacher's name will be here, and then they can also log in. Once you are the parent and you've gotten your login, then you can click and also go through the parent portal where you can get all that information to see what your books your child has read and how your child is doing with their reading levels. So again, when you go in, you click, they're gonna put in their password. If they're not sure what their password is, you can click on this eyeball and it'll show it to you. And again, it's going to be their own personal password. And then you click go. And once you click go, that's where we have our reading room. Level up. Level up is once a child has read all of the books in their level, like if they were D, then it lets the teacher know that I've read all my books in level D. Can I take can you assign me a quiz? And then so I can move up into the next level. And they'll be given a kind of like a reading record where the teacher listens to them read, and then they'll be hopefully moved up to another level. Okay, so here's the reading room. Click on here. As you can see, here are the stories we have. There's the leveled books. If you wanted to go by topic, they could choose from a lot of topics that they want. They want to see all of the books in a certain like animals, insects, they can toggle through here, or you can do view all and see all of them. And then also when you choose a topic, you can see right here, H, that is the level of this child, this test child. And as I told you before, there's books that they can access that are below, right? So E, F, and G in a lower reading level, but we also challenge them with the higher reading level. So we always want to challenge them to put to the next one. So there are fiction stories as well as nonfiction stories. We click on this one that's Blue Wheels. You can listen, read, and take a quiz. One thing I want to do is I wanted to show you, along with Footsteps to Brilliance, there was a recording feature. So here you can also, the kids can also record themselves reading the book. And once they're done recording, that actual recording will be taken and sent to the teacher. So the teacher can actually hear this student read the book. And then also as a parent, you can also listen to your child read, which is an exciting thing. So this is just a little bit of what the book looks like. And we really like it because there's actually real pictures, and it reflects a lot of what the student is needing for that grade level or their reading level. In going back to the reading room, the one thing I wanted to show you was, if I go back home, and I hope you get a chance to explore all the different things, is two things I want to show you. The stars right here allows the kids to go into the star zone. This is what the kids like because they can build their avatar and deck out their rocket where they live, which is like a little rocket apartment for them. And the one thing I wanted to show you for Raz Kids is right here, parents. If, as a parent, I encourage you to request parent access. With this, all you need to do is you need to just put your first name, last name, and an email and request access, and then you will have access to your child's Raz Kids, so you can see their progress, listen to them reading, and see how they're doing in their Raz Kids. Once you've have gone and done your access, the next time you want to come in and see, you can just click login right here. Okay, are there any questions about Raz Kids? I can't really see. Any questions or anything? Okay. So the next thing I'm going to share with you, which the kids really have, I really love, is Freckle. Freckle is a new program that we had at the end of probably November of last year, and we have it again this year. And the teachers love it, the kids love it. What's really great about Freckle is with all the programs that we had, we really wanted to narrow in on the skills that the kids needed. Okay, so if there is a certain standard and skill in either math or language arts that your child needs help with, we can assign certain games or certain activities for your student to target those skills. And that is what we really like, because we're really honing in on the skills that your child needs to get to the next level. So again, I'm going to show you how to get there and a little bit of what it looks like, and then we'll jump in. So again, you're going to go through Clever. It's a little bit different with Freckle, because when we go to Clever, we're going to click on the R. Okay, don't get confused, because on some Clever pages, they do already have the pig there, but don't click there because it's a different way for your student to log in that doesn't link with our website. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys go through the R where it says Renaissance Place. Once you go to Renaissance Place, then you can click on the Freckle Pig, which is right here. And once you click on the Freckle Pig, then it'll go to this home screen, okay, which has your child's name. And then you can see that there's going to be math, English, from my teacher, and then a store. Okay, so in looking at this a little bit closer, there's math activities that we'll take a look at, English ones, and then from my teacher is actual assignments. Okay, and we're going to take a look at English. So in English, and this is actually geared towards more a K2, this screen, but for 3, 4, 5, they're not really working on decodables and sight words. It's more of comprehension. So some of these pictures may look a little bit different, but the content will be grade level specific for your child. So there's decodables, there's sight words, there's word study, and there's a library. As you can see, there's a lot of these features have a speaker. So if your child can't read what is being asked or don't know, please click on the speaker and the directions will be given to them, okay? This is also, you can see that there's coins up here because as they work through these activities, kids can earn coins, okay? This is, in looking at sight words, this is what an actual activity will look like, where it starts with level 1 and they're going to be reviewing these high frequency words, and then their arrows are really clear. It's really friendly. Kids are really engaged to go in and learn their specific skill or concept. Okay, so take a look at that. The next one I wanted to show you a little bit about was the math in Freckle. Math, there's number basics is the area. There's a number facts, there's adaptive math, and fact practice. Mr. Moreno, can you just talk a little bit about what the adaptive math and fact practice is, please?
Yeah, so the adaptive math is once they start working on their assignments, it adapts to what they know. So that it's not so they don't get stuck at a level or anything. It's based on what they know.
Okay. Thank you. And I forgot to also say that once they work with Freckle, with both English, language arts, and math, they do take a pre-test. So Freckle will put your child in the level or the level of where they're at. Okay, so it meets them where their need is, and then it provides activities for them to get them to the next level. So you may have a student. Two students in the same class aren't going to get the same activity every time because they may have different needs. So this is this program is very specific to individual students' needs. Okay, so we'll take a look about what some of these math practices is. And as you can see, it's very engaging. Within one of the math practices, they talk about counting cardinality, operations, algebraic thinking, base 10, measurement, data, financial literacy. Gosh, I wish I would have had that in elementary school, learning about how to work with my money. But the great thing is that there's lots of options for your student to engage in, right? It's not just one set thing. And ask them, what do you want to practice today? Okay, so they get a choice in what they want to do with their learning, and everything, the choices that are provided them are moving them to the next level at their grade level. Okay, but the next feature is from my teacher. If you have a K1, 2, I believe, student, this actually, K1, actually this looks like a backpack. And then what it is, the backpack and the to-do list right here are just specific assignments that your teacher has assigned to the student. So teachers can also assign specific skill activities for them to complete. Now, when they come to Freckle, they need to complete these assignments first before they can go into choosing practices in math or English. Okay. I was a student. From my teacher, I'm all caught up, which means I did all my assignments. So you want to make sure your child does that first. And then from here, I can go and practice math and ELA. So you always want to make sure that they've done their to-do list or have emptied their backpack because they've done all their assignments. Okay. And the last thing right here is my store. My store is closed because I do not have enough stars, or I did not work in Freckle long enough to open the store. Okay. The difference with this is it motivates the kids to practice more, so that way the store can open. And what can you do at the store? Well, at the store, I can change my avatar. I can give myself a cool mask. I can change my mask or a hat, or I can add to my avatar. And kids are really excited to do things like that. Okay, so.
Ms. Pua, really quick.
Yes.
Just wanted to clarify the adaptive math to make sure that, I explain what it was. So when they get into the adaptive math, what it does is that the program adapts to each student's skill. So it's going to meet them at the level that they're at. So that way, they're being challenged at their level, and it allows them to continue to master those challenges and the math that they're given.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to share really quickly, because I know that we're going into our time and time is short, is how does Freckle look? Okay, so again, we're going to go into Clever, and here in Clever, you can see the R. The R, I believe, because this is a teacher site on my Clever, I believe the R is this orange color, but just look for the R that says Renaissance Place. Okay, when you click on that, then this will show up. Okay, there's a couple of things that we have. So we have math, English, for my teacher and my store. I'm going to click on the math. And I am going to click on the adaptive math so we can take a look at that. So we can take a look at what that looks like. And here you can, I don't know if I'm going to stop sharing because I don't know if I did that listening one. I apologize. Let me go back.
Adaptive math. Practice base 10.
Which image below shows the number 14? A, B, C, D.
A full tens stick is equal to 10. Start at 10 and count the extra ones.
The problem says Tyler has 13 straws. If he wants to bundle these straws into groups of 10, how many groups of 10s could he make, and how many straws would be left over? So what I know is Tyler has 13 straws, and he wants to put them into groups of 10 to see how many groups of 10 he'll make. And
You're muted, Ms. Pua.
Yeah, you're muted.
Sorry about that. I think what I do me. One thing I wanted to say is that, so you're given it, this will tell you what's being asked. The light bulb will give you a hint visually that you can see right here. But the video is very powerful, because if your child needs to see it and be explained more in detail about what it's asking, and kind of like a mini lesson, then they can click on this, and this will provide that for your child, which is super awesome. So if like the first one says it was a 10, and then I counted 4 more. So I had 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I say that it is C. I submit and I get it correct, and you keep going. So this platform has a lot of support for your child. And so this would be a great resource for them to do at home as well. Okay, I'm going to stop. Yes, I'm going to stop sharing if I could do that. Oh, I'm stopped. Oh, was I not sharing before? I apologize. I apologize if I wasn't sharing. Is there any questions or anything else that that you guys, I know we gave a lot of information, but we just wanted to let you know that with the current situation that we are with kids, we really have been looking at programs that will help meet your child where they are and meet your child where they are and get them where they need to be, or surpass that. So we have a lot of technology because these kids learn through technology, and that's just how it is these days. And so that's where we're at. Thank you.
All right, thank you everyone for participating with us this morning. There was a lot of information about technology. We're here to help you if you need help with some of the technology. You can always call the school phone, ask for any one of us, and we can guide you through the process on the Clever account and review some of the information. Please remember that on our website, this video will be available for you to review because it has been recorded. So we will place this on our Kornblum website under the parent workshops, and you'll be able to review this video for the future. What we wanted to share with you more than anything is that we have lots of technology here. And sometimes the technology is prescribed specifically for the school. We share a lot of the same technology with the district. We do have a lot of district technology, but Kornblum has purchased certain different programs because the teachers have tried these programs, prefer these programs, and we feel that these are the ones that are best for us when the teachers use them. The teachers are using these programs daily. This is just the beginning of school, so they are slowly teaching their students how to utilize these various programs. And then later, the students will become more independent. This is important for us because the teacher will pull students in small groups, and this is the independent work that they're able to accomplish when they're sitting at their seat, and it's also engaging. So it helps to keep the students quiet and they're practicing their math while the teacher is working in small groups with other students in the classroom. So this technology is very valuable to all of us, okay? We also wanted to share it with you because each student has a computer that goes home with them, and they also have a computer here at school. So all kindergarten students should have had their parents pick up a brand new computer, and any new student to our school K through 5 should also have been called in to pick up a computer for home. And then we also have a computer here at school. We ask that you take care of those computers because they are expensive, and we'd like to keep them and keep rolling and make sure that each and every student every year has a computer available for them both at school and at home. So if younger students, definitely put the computer away, make sure it's in a safe place so that it doesn't get accidentally stepped on, accidentally broken, because those things are very expensive and a lot of them are brand new for us. And then also, we just want to let you know, this is how we're communicating with COVID. We don't know how much longer this will be going on, but this is a great way for us to communicate with you. The number one question today in academics is, how do I help my child at home? And today, our workshop talked about how you can help them at home, at their level. Feel free, our teachers will be assigning the students at their level because we want more and more practice for them at their level. We may have some students that aren't reading at grade level, so we want them to be able to access any remedial work, and that way the parent just turns on the computer, observes, makes sure that they're on the programs that they should be on, and that they get the practice that they need. 15 to 20 minutes. For my 4th and 5th graders, maybe 25 to 30, but kinder all the way through 3rd, maybe about kinder, 5 to 10 minutes. My 2nd through 4th, 15 to 20 minutes, and then my 2nd through 3rd, and then my 4th and 5th graders can kind of practice a little bit more, 20 minutes on math, 20 minutes on language arts and reading comprehension, because those are the skills that they need to move on. With those math facts, it's super important that they know those math facts. And, you know, with COVID last year, they didn't get a lot of practice. So you saw where many of our programs have that ability to review those math facts and use the tools that we have available and explain why we do what we do. All right, so if you have any questions, I'll take any questions at this time. And I'm also sharing our next Hawthorne Parent Academy will be Thursday, October 14th. It's going to be presented by Ms. Pula again. She's going to go over reading levels, specific reading levels. So if you're not sure what D means, what grade level that is, she'll be going over those things that she talked about, how the program assesses them, and you can see exactly where your child, what grade level your child is reading at, and how to get them to the levels where we want them to go. Now, let's be patient with them. As I always say, from the counseling perspective, many students can grow 3, 4, 5, 6 grade levels. Sometimes there's just a gap because the education wasn't there. And once the practice is in place, they tend to grow. But if they're growing at a slower rate, it's okay. Don't panic. They don't need special education. They don't need small group. They just need more practice. As long as they are growing, they are making progress, and that's what we need them to make. Okay, so that's something that I want everyone to just, you know, keep in mind. I mean, they may not be at grade level by the end of this year, but as long as they've made growth, they're moving in the right direction. Right? I'll take any questions. Are there any questions at this time? Does anybody have any questions? You can type it in the chat box, raise your hand. Yes, anybody, questions? Well, we thank you for your time. Oh, yes, Miss Abigail.
No. I'm okay. Thank you so much. The student, they are ready all the information, right?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of the question.
Los estudiantes están enterados de todas esas aplicaciones, ¿verdad? That the student, they are attend the application.
Go ahead, Mr. Moreno.
Yeah, well, she's just asking if the students are aware that they have access to all these apps. The answer is yes. La respuesta es sí.
Thank you, teacher.
So, but just in regards to Raz Kids, the first one I had talked to you that had like the spaceship, most of the kids have access to that. If you're a new student, they'll have access to that at the end of this week. Because we just had to wait for to get their password and everything. But yes, all students should have access to Raz Kids, Freckle, and all of the other programs as of this Friday. Mr. Mercado, did you have a question? No.
Okay. All right, thank you guys again. Please share with any of the parents about our Hawthorne Parent Academy. Encourage them to come and join us for our Hawthorne Parent Academy. We are filled with a lot of resources. And so if we can get as many parents aware of how many resources we have, that they don't have to, you know, go to the library or do some of those other things. We have it right there on the computer that you have in your home. We also have additional support with Wi-Fi. Of course, it's limited, so we don't have one for everybody. But if you have spotty Wi-Fi or no Wi-Fi, or it's too expensive for you, then you can contact the school, and there might be a wait list, but we may be able to assist you with Wi-Fi. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys again. We'll be having the Hawthorne Parent Academy once a month. It'll be on a Thursday, and we will be recording. So if you forget, just go ahead and head to our Quorum Bloom website, where we will be posting our workshops and keeping you familiarized with everything that is going on here. Tomorrow is Coffee with the Principal. That she'll take any question about anything in regards to the school. So feel free to join us for Coffee with the Principal. All right. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Is Bubba, weren't they gonna complete the evaluation or?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to do that because I forgot to put the link in the chat. So I'll get it.
I have all their names, so we can email them the Google.
Yeah, we
Google
can.
form.
Yeah, I'll email them the Google form. Okay.